our weekly speaker spot. Each week, one member gets 8 minutes to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. Members can also use the time to problem solve or seek assistance and advice from the group as a collective. The time is yours to use however you wish. Misty, who's our speaker this week? Don't forget to put your crown on, even though we can't say. Oh,
no, we've got the wonderful Lucia
congratulations.
Cardamone today. Now, there's many reasons for this, but one is, but Lucia, since you're out, I've had you out for a couple of weeks. You've been coming to sales class, so I know that you can do this. I would like, you're going to be our speaker this week.
Okay.
Now, here's what I want you to do. You've got up to 8 minutes to tell us more about you. This is what I'm after.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so for those who don't know Lucia lives down in Melbourne in Australia. She's a Nutrimetics consultant. She specialises in skincare and how to put on makeup. So she runs makeup masterclasses and she does skincare masterclasses as well. So from this, Lucia, I would like you to give us your elevator pitch again. Then give us the history of you to how did you become a Nutrimetics consultant in the first place? And then the extra thing we want to know is why makeup masterclasses and why skincare masterclasses? I want it short and fast so we can ask plenty of questions.
Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. So my elevator pitch first. So I am Lucia Cardamone. I'm an executive sales director with Nutrimetics. I have more than 4 decades, almost 5 decades of experience doing skincare and makeup masterclasses. They cost $35, and the people who come to my makeup masterclasses are people who are ready for a checkup from the neck up. And my history in getting into Nutrimetics, I was a 19-year-old back in 1975 when I had someone knock on my door to sell Renaware saucepans. And at the time, I lived with 4 other girlfriends who I'd been to boarding school with. And when he came, this salesman came in the door to sell the saucepans, he gathered very quickly that we weren't interested in the saucepans. And as he walked out the door, he said, "My next door neighbour sells skincare and makeup. Maybe you girls might be more interested in that." Of which I grabbed her phone number. I gave her a call. She came the next week and arrived in her company car that she was driving, and she had just returned from an overseas trip with Nutrimetics. And basically she was demonstrating these products. And as she's going along, I just said to her, "What do I have to do what you're doing?" And she said, "You just buy this kit." And so I bought the kit, which was more than my week's wages. So in 1975, I was earning $37.70 at Myer doing a cadetship in retail. And the kit, the little Nutrimetics kit, was $39.95. So it was more than my week's wages. But there was just something inside of me that when she was demonstrating these products and I could smell these products, and I'm thinking, but, you know, maybe because I actually failed year 12. I was the only child in my entire year at boarding school that failed year 12. And so I thought maybe this is something that I could be good at. Maybe this would be the thing. So I then attended classes. I became a manager in Nutrimetics within 7 months of joining Nutrimetics, and I travelled on my first international trip at the age of 20 and drove my first company car at the age of 20. And so since then, I've travelled on more than 50 international trips with the company and have driven more than 20 company cars with Nutrimetics. And so that's the history of the company. My experience has been in, speaking obviously in front of people, doing group presentations, which right up until COVID were done in people's homes, in companies, in boardrooms, at large events, at conferences. So I've spoken in front of many people. over the years, but COVID happened, and all of a sudden people stopped having face-to-face demonstrations. So the whole thing of doing demonstrations in the home changed. But we were fortunate in that our company had gone direct to consumer with delivery way before COVID. So it was like something like 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago, probably about 20 years ago now, that we were delivering direct to consumer at the time, as opposed to the party plan direct delivery. So we were in a great position. And so we've been owned. The ownership of the company has changed a number of times. The original owner, the founder, owned the company until 1991. The Roach family owned the company from 1991. They're an Australian family, owned the company globally until from 1991 to 1997. Sarah Lee Corporation owned the company from 1997 to 2005. Tupperware worldwide bought our company in 2005, and then the New Image Group, which is a fantastic nutritional company out of New Zealand, has bought Nutrimetics globally, and we are in the best hands that we've ever been in right now with the ownership of the New Image Group. So why makeup and why skincare and makeup masterclasses? Well, I know that from doing classes in the home, that when I actually don't do the application, people come to the classes, I show them, sometimes depending on the size of the group, I'll apply the products on me and then they duplicate what I'm doing on their own faces. I just find that when people, that old saying of that when I hear something, I forget it. When I see it, I remember. But when I do it, I understand. So the classes, when people actually apply product, and in skincare, what we establish is that people use too much product on their skin. The skin's only as thick as a rose petal, and so too much product can really congest the skin. So I just find that when I'm demonstrating, we're face to face, I can see how much product people are applying and get them to pull back on the amount of product they're applying on their skin. That's the big thing in skincare, and people are very rough with their own skin. They wonder why they've got very loose skin around the eye area. People are way too rough. So I'm able to get them to pull back on various things. With makeup, I get to sort out their makeup, particularly a lot of the time, depending on the number of people, I get them to bring their collection of makeup with them so that I sort it. I put it in the order of application to start with, and then we can identify that they've got too many of the same thing going on, and we get them to take out the things that are not being used right now, and also go through their wardrobe. We'll work out what kind of lifestyle they have now and whether products are relevant for them right now. It's a really hands-on workshop. So have I run out of time yet? No. How much more time have I got, Jo?
You're good. We'll ask questions. It's all good. If you're at that point where it's like, gosh, have I run out of time? We'll ask questions. Now's your chance.
Yeah. Okay, let's ask questions.
All right. Who's got some questions for Lucia? Yep, Diane.
Where is she?
How long does the sessions go for?
Oh, they go for 2 hours, Diane.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does it have to be face to face?
No, it doesn't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Mr. Belwick, you had your hand up.
Yeah, Lucia, what do you have for the male species? We need help sometimes.
Yeah, well, I do have men that come to my skincare masterclasses and the makeup masterclasses. So as we're all aware, more and more guys are open to having application of both skincare and cosmetic skincare for a very long, like forever, that they keep using their partner's skincare initially, but now a lot of guys buy skincare, and in the area of cosmetics as well, particularly foundations, and even a lot of guys who don't wear it on a regular basis, but guys who have got very ruddy complexion. You'll find that in our range, and a lot of skincare and cosmetic companies have a product called a color corrector. So for someone who has very high color in their skin, like a lot of redness, you'll see this Cameron the Geelong football player here in the AFL is very ruddy, and when he's on TV, sometimes you'll actually see the redness underneath his jawline, and what they've done is applied green and then foundation, and that neutralizes the red in the skin. So for those of you that have got that high color, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Joanne, you've got your hand up.
I do. Thank you very much. I just was wondering, for the 2-hour sessions, did you say, I can't remember if you said how much they were.
Yeah, they're $35 per person. They actually come for the face-to-face ones. They come here to my apartment in Docklands in the city in Melbourne.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Excellent. I saw, Gary, you had your hand up.
Yes, I have a question for you, Chia, which is, of all the things you've shared, so much you've shared so far, what is it you haven't shared that, oh yes, I forgot to say? What would that be?
Oh,
you'd like
okay.
to-
So a couple of
Mhm.
things about me. One is I'm a Rotarian. I've been a Rotarian for the last 24 years. And also I, volunteer in many places. In fact, I'm going to volunteer this afternoon. But one place that's very close to me is the Think Pink Foundation here in Melbourne, where I run classes for women who are undergoing treatment for breast cancer, and for many of them, they've lost their hair, they've lost their eyebrows and eyelashes, and for those of them that makeup has been important for them, is to show them how they can still apply their makeup, and to do that given that they don't have the definition of their hair and lashes and eyebrows, and to show them how to get that for themselves. Yeah, so I do that every month. I've done that for the last I think 14 years. Yeah.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Gerald, your hand's up.
Thank you for your presentation. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. My question is, what has been your greatest challenge over the years?
Oh, okay. So there's been the greatest challenge really has been in the last since COVID. One was I had already gone on to Zoom to run trainings for my managers, particularly around Australia. And they were resisting it, like they totally resisted the whole Zoom thing. No, I'm a people person. I need to be with, there was that whole resistance. And so walking people through once COVID had hit, and then transitioning them thoughtfully and sensitively onto Zoom, and now it's turned out to be, a great resource. The other thing was when our new computer system was introduced, when Mr. Clegg bought Nutrimetics 2 years ago. What happened was the first thing they needed to do was upgrade our computer system, our website. And so we were still using the original website from 1987. And so the change that's really been the biggest challenge for me, has been transitioning all of my older consultants and older managers into the new system, and it really that's really been the biggest challenge for me. Yeah, thanks, Gerald. Yeah.
May I just add one thing there?
Sure.
It's changing human behavior is like reshaping concrete. The material is stubborn.
Yeah.
Nice one. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a question for Lucia? I can see you're very passionate, Lucia, about it. And I think what you said, or at least we've talked before, and you said you weren't into makeup at the very beginning.
No. I did a cadetship in menswear in Maya. And so I was doing that for 2 years, and it was in the second year of that cadetship that I joined Nutrimetics, and they wouldn't let me have my time off to go on my first international trip. And I thought that's the turning point. So I actually stopped working another job 9 months after I joined Nutrimetics. So I've been full-time with Nutrimetics since then. Yeah.
Excellent. And it was, you said you saw a woman, you told me this before, that you saw a
Oh.
woman who she was wearing lipstick, or is it colors or something?
Oh, no. What? Oh, yeah,
What was
just
it?
you've got a good memory. So I remember while I was doing my cadetship, I used to walk past the cosmetics section in Maya, and there was this woman, I can still remember her name, Carlene, Joan O'Grady was her name. And I would walk past it. As you'd walk past this woman, she was on the Revlon counter, she would say, oh, darling, a 27 foundation for you and a 23 lipstick. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how smart is she that she can just pick colors for people that, and I actually find myself doing that. Like I'll be in a workshop or with a client and I hear Joan O'Grady's voice in my background going, oh my God, I sound like her right now. And, but it was just, yeah, I love being able to help, you know, people with that. Yeah.
You know, it's not a terrible place to be, to hear you be somebody else that you really liked and appreciated. I remember growing up, a friend's mum used to say to everybody all the time, oh, great job. That was amazing. Well done, you. And particularly as we all got older and then different ones had babies, she'd go in and she'd see them at hospital and they'd have their baby and she'd say, look how clever you are. Look how beautiful this baby is. I thought, but she's had a baby, all women have babies. And what was really interesting, but I loved her. Like I just loved how she spoke to people. And then after I had my boys, I remember one day Noah was, so Jack was 2 and Noah was maybe 6 months old, and I was cooking in the kitchen and I'm hearing Jack say, good job, well done, buddy, good job. And I thought, those are my words, which are actually this other mum's words. And I went and I snuck around the corner to have a look, and Noah was congratulating him for sitting up by himself and they were watching TV together. And I thought, wow, how cool is that, that those original words that I believed in that woman so much came through me, ended up through there. So I actually really like how you can do that now, because that's, you know, that's how you started. Here's what it shows me is that when you're passionate about what it is that you do it forever. Like you can do it forever, and you can sell it, you can talk to people about it. And when I say sell, if only you could see my hands, but sell it as in you can talk about it and really enjoy it, and people will buy all by themselves. Like you can just be excited by it. You can't sell what you're not excited by. And Lucia, you really do. Every time I talk to you or I see you somewhere, you are very excited by what it is you do, and it seems to have never changed in all these years that you've been doing it. So really appreciate that. Thank you so very much for being our speaker today. Thank you for being put on the spot. I've had it planned for a while to just put you on the spot. I knew that you would be able to do it. It's great to teach everyone else that, you know, sometimes you have a plan to speak, and so you know in advance that you're going to do it. And most people here get a coaching session before they come in so that we make sure the structure is right before you speak here. And then sometimes I let it go and I pull someone out of the crowd. Caroline was in earlier this morning. She got pulled out of the crowd. And with a small bit of instruction, you can stay on course. I was watching in the chat box, people going, wow, what a great presentation, which meant that you stayed on track for what it was that we needed to hear you speak about as well. And you did an excellent job. So thank you very much.